His folks, let me give it up for Jake Greenberg.
Alright, so I'm not sure if you recognize me, but I'm kind of famous. You know that bumper sticker, "My son's an honor student"? But seriously, being an honor student in a Catholic school, it's not exactly what you think it is. It actually means that we're honor bound not to talk about what goes on in Father Bartholomew's van. Starting off on a strong note. Alright, but when I was looking at colleges, one of my top choices was LSU. I have a really good friend that goes up there, so a while back I took a road trip and I got to hang out with him for a weekend, but while I was heading up there, I was on the road and I see this really pretty blonde girl in my rearview mirror. Really pretty face, maybe a year or two older than me. I really want to talk to her, but I can't because I'm driving and I'm not going to do something creepy like follow her because, let's face it, gas is fucking expensive. So I do the only rational thing, I just slam on my brakes! And she rear ends me. So I get out of the car and talk to her for a bit and get her insurance information and her phone number. But I never actually called her back though, because her face was kind of fucked up after the wreck. I made it up to Louisiana, and immediately my friend drags me to a party. And introduces me to this friend of his, and she's cute and everything. I mean, I'm flirting with her for a bit. But she said something that really kind of set me off. She said something that just kind of caught me off guard. Like, "Oh my god, you are just so cute. You are just like my little brother." Yeah, exactly. At first I'm like, fuck, I've been wasting my time this entire night. I need to go find a different girl. But then I stopped myself and realized I was in Louisiana, so she could have been hitting on me. Like, shit, I better get on this before I find out her dad has dibs. There we go again. But luckily I did stick with it, and that night I got my first hand job. And it was the single most awkward and humiliating experience I've ever had. The only thing I can have that comes close to it was when I saw Black Swan with my grandmother. I mean, it was embarrassing, it was humiliating, but still pleasurable. But the worst part about it though was just the pain, because she was drunk and I'm pretty sure she didn't know what she was doing and was just imitating what she'd seen in movies. Like the shower scene from Psycho. Hey, 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 hey! Hey! You can never illustrate face out that one, but so, like I said, I'm still in high school, and one of my best friends is the website SparkNotes. If you don't know SparkNotes, it's a website that has story summaries for famous works of literature. They have a summary for Macbeth, for Hamlet, 1984, that kind of thing. It's basically so you don't have to read the book. But lately they've been adding a lot of new books on it that aren't exactly school-related, like Green Eggs and Ham. The summary just says, he tries them. Summary for Where's Waldo just says on page 14 he's on the Ferris wheel. Eat, Pray, Love just says eat, shit, die. And my favorite, the Constitution, actually just says try to be white. Some racism for the one guy in a bar who can't drink. See. What else I got? Alright, so I've been going to Catholic school for about 4 years now. And if there's one thing you need to know about Catholic schools, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, atheist, they'll judge you just the same. And to prove this point, 4 times a year they have a speaker come to our school and talk about abstinence. Now, to me, spending a speaker to talk to teenagers about not having sex is kind of funny, but a while back I did decide to give it a shot. And I picked up a pamphlet from one of the speakers and I read it, and it said that writing a love letter to my future spouse would help me imagine the happiness I'll feel when I finally meet her. And I was touched by that, so went home, I got my computer, I started typing and chronicling my feelings and passions down on the computer screen. After about an hour typing, I printed it out, I started to reread it. But I'm fairly certain it's not what the pamphlet was talking about, seeing as the first 5 pages were spent trying to get my wife's hotter sister into a 3-way. So I took another page from the pamphlet and went out and bought a purity ring. I may notice I'm not wearing it now, and that's because I lost it. But I've been trying to retrace my steps, been trying to find it. And the last place I remember having it, it was a Sunday. I was fingering this girl.
Oh my God.
And I noticed it was missing about 15 minutes later when church got out. Tripping? No. Okay. One more, then I'll get out of here. Gotta ask you a philosophical question. If a Kardashian kills herself in the middle of the woods and no one's around to hear it, is it still televised?
I hope so.
You and me both. Okay, thank you so much. That's my time.
Hey, okay, that was great. Everybody, give it up again for Jake Greenberg, folks. Keep it going.